Longplay 4K review, Just Cause 2. CIA agent Rico Scorpion Rodriguez, a specialist in removing unwanted regimes, is indifferent to politics. He brings democracy to banana republics with lead and C4, without asking the natives if they want a new government. It's hard to argue with arguments when each weighs a ton in TNT equivalent. Do you still torture dissidents, produce chemical weapons, and clamp down on black gold? Then the spy is parachuting into you. I am America, and so can you. Take, for example, the island nation of Panama, a paradise in one of the archipelagos of Southeast Asia. The tourist idol is poisoned by a standard tyrant who amended the constitution and, more importantly, took over the largest oil field. To overthrow such a man would be a favor to the world, but Rico knows no other way to curb the insolent man than to drive the country back to the Stone Age. Factories, airports, construction sites, mining platforms, communications stations, gas stations, water towers and transformers will all go up in flames in the revolution. The dictator will be replaced by drug traffickers, revolutionaries, and religious extremists who are constantly at war with each other, and the nocturnal jungle will take on a soft salad radioactive aura. Hungry, homeless, radiation-sick Panayans, enjoy your freedom. You are welcome. However, Just Cause 2 is far from gloomy images, which I'm sure you have already imagined. It is rather a colorful farce, where villains fly on ballistic missiles and drop tanks on hotel roofs. It's not the time to think about the consequences when another tank of gasoline is blown to shreds. The explosions are too savory. Having spit on the narrative, which consists of a measly 7 episodes, Avalanche Studios invested in graphics. Juicy, rich in details picture, excellent special effects, flexible, stable engine, equally fast showing a busy street and a snowy pass, spectacular destructions, though not so large scale as in Red Faction, Guerrilla. By technical level of execution this sandbox is ahead above all competitors. Rico. Impana. With a hook. The creative part of the game is sadder. The Swedes chose an extremely lazy approach. Entertain yourself. To pass those 7 story missions, we earn chaos points. They are given for everything, from shooting the red barrel, 10, and destroying the anti-aircraft gun, 500, to performing third-party missions, 5,000 7,500. It's fun to travel at first, and the healthy map paints an epic outlook. Searching for crates with upgrades for guns, equipment and armor, hunting for officers, tearing down statues, racing cars/boats/fighter planes, 100% mopping up of 369 settlements and military bases, a lot of Steam achievements. These are the projects that feed the creators of official guidebooks, because only very stubborn players will be able to find all the secrets without hands. There is nothing drearier than to spend half an hour circling the same place trying to find the last orphaned bonus or surviving object. The main weapon of the saboteur is still a cat with a long cable, digging its steel claws into any surface. Thankfully, now capricious physics and bugs no longer spoil your nerves, as in the first Just Cause, opening the field for sadistic experiments. You can quickly pull a sniper from a tower, hang a guard from a lamppost, tie your victim to a trunk and drag him along the road, cling to an enemy car and throw the driver out of it, or, finally, just gallop across mountains and skyscrapers like Spider-Man. Infamous mercenary saboteur of FAR prototype Xenas. After a few hours Just Cause 2 gives the first crack, and the reason for that is monotony, the long-standing misfortune of many GTA-like action games. Side missions, sometimes amusing, surprise with their banality and uncomplicated staging. Rare scripted scenes suggest that Avalanche should have hired a professional screenwriter who knows a lot about characters, dialogue and funny jokes. The eye often notices typical blocks of blanks, from which locations are assembled. Cities and villages are filled with extras, whose brains are enough only to imitate panic during shootouts between Rico and the police. Day is replaced by night, clear weather by heavy rain, but the inhabitants of Panama are unaware of them. Black market, the only way to spend money, seems to have been screwed on just before release. Poor assortment, at the same time in the game, 104 samples of equipment, exorbitant prices for things that can be stolen or stolen, depressing system of pumping weapons and transportation, no joy. What's worse, you can't order in bulk. Each item is dropped to us separately, and then again we have to call a merchant and crawl through the store price list. If it weren't for extraction, which allows you to instantly get to any previously discovered point, the greedy merchant, and also a friggin' buddy, wouldn't be needed at all. After all, JC2 has the best helicopter controls I've seen in years. To hell with cars and ships. Performing aerial missions, maddening in GTA 4 and Saints Row 2, or sowing death from the sky, a sheer pleasure. Rockstar North should take a master class from their colleagues. Just cause. It's a shame that helicopters and polished program code are the few things Just Cause 2 has overtaken the other GTA copycats in. For those who want to have a good time and fool around for an hour or two without thinking about high materia, the jump shoot explode here is enough, but with such a scope you want more.